This is Peter Parker, a regular high school student from Queens. He's smart, kind, and, well, not very popular. He lives with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, who love him dearly. And like many teenagers, Peter has a crush on his beautiful neighbor, Mary Jane Watson, but she barely knows he exists. During a school field trip, Peter visits a research lab that specializes in genetic experiments. Among the specimens are highly advanced spiders, each engineered to have special abilities. But then, something unexpected happens. A spider, enhanced by science, escapes its enclosure and lands on Peter's hand. Before he can react, bite! The venom enters his bloodstream, and Peter's body begins to change. The next morning, Peter feels different. He's faster, stronger, and his reflexes are sharper than ever. Even more surprising, his body can now produce webbing, allowing him to stick to and swing from walls. Excited but confused, Peter begins testing his newfound abilities, leaping across rooftops and dodging obstacles with inhuman agility. He doesn't know it yet, but he is no longer just Peter Parker. He is something more. With his new powers, Peter sees an opportunity. If he can win some money, maybe he can buy a car and impress Mary Jane. So he enters a wrestling match under the name The Human Spider. But when the announcer renames him Spider-Man, the crowd erupts. Facing a massive opponent, Peter dodges and jumps with ease, securing victory. But when the fight organizer refuses to pay him, Peter feels cheated, and his frustration leads to a fateful decision. Moments later, as Peter heads home, he finds a terrible sight. His Uncle Ben has been shot during a carjacking. Devastated, Peter chases down the killer and realizes it's the same thief he let escape earlier. As the criminal falls to his fate, Peter is left with a painful truth. His uncle's words echo in his mind. With great power comes great responsibility. From this moment, Peter vows to use his abilities to help others. Spider-Man is born. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn, a wealthy scientist and father of Peter's best friend Harry, is struggling to save his company. In a desperate move, he tests an unstable performance-enhancing formula on himself. The results? Incredible strength, intelligence, and uncontrollable insanity. Norman is no longer himself. He becomes something far worse, the terrifying villain known as the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin makes his grand entrance, wreaking havoc on the city. Chaos spreads as innocent people run for their lives. But just as all hope seems lost, Spider-Man swings into action. The two engage in a fierce battle high above the streets of New York. Peter barely manages to stop the Goblin, saving Mary Jane in the process. But this is only the beginning. The Goblin won't stop until Spider-Man is destroyed. Realizing that Spider-Man is a true threat, the Goblin shifts tactics. If he can't defeat the hero in battle, he'll break him emotionally. First, he attacks Aunt May, nearly killing her. Then, he kidnaps Mary Jane and dangles her over the city, forcing Spider-Man to make an impossible choice. Save the woman he loves, or save innocent people. It's a cruel test, and the Goblin enjoys every second of it. Peter refuses to let the Goblin win. In a climactic battle, the two clash in an abandoned building. The fight is brutal. Peter is beaten, bleeding, and barely standing. But he doesn't give up. Gathering all his strength, he fights back, finally overpowering his enemy. As Spider-Man stands victorious, the Goblin removes his mask, revealing himself as Norman Osborn. With his last breath, he begs Peter not to tell Harry the truth. Norman Osborn is dead, and his son Harry is devastated. Blinded by grief, he vows revenge on Spider-Man, unaware that his best friend Peter is the hero he now hates. At Norman's funeral, Mary Jane confesses her love to Peter. But Peter knows that being Spider-Man means making sacrifices. If he loves her, he must let her go, to keep her safe. And so, Peter walks away, embracing his destiny. He is no longer just Peter Parker. He is New York's protector. He is Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And for Peter Parker, this is just the beginning.